Hi, so I had the jaw surgery and I wanted to wait until after I got my braces off just so I could um, tell you like everything. It's been definitely over 6 months. I think it's been like seven months. Um, yeah, it went well. Like I can't really remember it that well, which is probably why I should have made this video earlier. But um, yeah, it went well. Like, if you remember, if you saw my last video, I was terrified. Like, I was thinking about it every night, but surprisingly, when I woke up that morning, like really early, um, I was calm. Like, I was nervous, but I was just holding everything in, and yeah, I was good. So we got to the hospital and we checked in, and then it was a quick process. A nurse came out and called my name, and I just went into the section where all the beds were. She showed me my bed, and then a lot of I'm not sure if the surgeon came in, but a lot of doctors and nurses and the anesthesiologists. I can't say. Yeah, they came in and they just asked me like questions like, do you know what operation you're having today? Which is pretty obvious, but yeah, are you allergic to anything? Stuff like that. So I just constantly was answering those questions, and I was calm. Like inside, I was nervous, but obviously you're going to be. But I was way more calm than I thought I'd be. And then she said, oh, we might be a bit like an hour or something because there's another operation before you. She gave me the gown and hat thing to wear, and you wear nothing underneath. It's not very comfortable, but yeah. So I was just waiting there for. It ended up being like half an hour or something, and then they like rolled the bed in, and they're like, "All right, now you got to get on." And I said goodbye to everyone, and then they rolled me in, and then I went to this like waiting room, which was just like before the room where they would do the surgery, where someone was already currently getting operated on. And then yeah, so then I was literally waiting there for like an hour. Yeah, an hour, and that was annoying. Yeah, I was just having like a long conversation with the nurse who was looking after me, and then the anesthesiologist came in and an hour later, and then injected me. Oh, where did she do it? I think it was here. Yeah, it was there. She did it there, and it was painful. I mean, no, it wasn't painful, but just the idea of it being there was like, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. And then so she just put in a needle in there while I was still in the room before, and then she taped it there, and then I was ready to be wheeled into the next room. And then they just kind of slid me onto the operating table, and yeah, and they were trying to make me feel comfortable, like they were making jokes and saying that it's not that bad. Like the guy, I think one of the helpers or whatever, he said to me he got his tonsils out, and that was worse than a jaw surgery. So I was like more comfortable with that, which was nice. And then the anesthesiologist, put a needle in the little thing that was already there, and then I think they said count down from 10. No, they didn't do that. I think they just said I'm going to fall asleep. And I don't even remember the moment that I did fall asleep, but yeah. Yeah, and then I just like drifted off, and then I wake up and I'm in the recovery area, and all I remember is I was comfortable. Like I remember I was always worried about what I'd feel like when I wake up, but it's comfortable. You're just very like sleepy. All I did that day was sleep, and then I was awake all night, which is really bad. But yeah, I literally slept the whole day. But yeah, so when I woke up, I was just like really like opening my eyes constantly, just like, and I just heard a voice next to me, and a nurse, I think, woke me up, and he said, like, oh, does anything hurt? Is everything comfortable? And I said yes, and all I remember saying is that I don't feel my tongue is numb, and he's like, yeah, that happens, and then I kept falling asleep, and I'm not sure how long I was there for, but yeah, it didn't feel weird. It was just I was just really tired, and I just felt like, oh, I can't even remember how I felt, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. And then I got wheeled. Eventually, I remember kind of slightly being wheeled back to my bed, and then basically from then on until nighttime, it was just comfortable, just sleeping, in and out sleeping, waking up every half hour when a nurse is there, falling back asleep. I was just exhausted. Yeah, they didn't try, and then they put like the medicine in. Oh yeah, and then they moved it from here, so they took that out, and then they put one there, and that was like more comfortable, you know. So I was hooked up to the IV or whatever it is, and they were giving me medicine, and it wasn't painful at all. Like, I did not feel a thing. So if you're worried about pain, there's nothing. Oh yeah, I remember in my last video I was like worried if I was gonna feel sick and throw up when I wake up. You don't feel sick like at all, or you might, but I didn't. And which really surprised me, because I'm the type of person who feels sick easily. Yeah, so that whole time I didn't feel sick at all, and it was pretty comfortable. I was just really tired. That was pretty much it for the whole hospital stay, except this guy next to me, like, because I had to share with 4 people, and this guy next to me, he had the loudest voice. Like, he was like in his 30s, I'd say. He like hurt his arm and he had the loudest voice, and like everyone, like, I was just trying to rest, and he'd keep waking me up, and his whole family would come, and they were so loud, and he was constantly like yelling, like, because his arm hurt so much. But it's like, come on, like, think about others. And then he called someone, or he kept calling people to tell them how he's going in the hospital, and it was just it was rude. Like, he didn't think about the rest of us. Like, oh, and I swear, if I didn't have a surgery that had to do with my face, I would have said something. Like, it is ridiculous. It was so, and because I was like I couldn't speak very well, so I couldn't say anything. But yeah, but at night time I kept waking up because my mum was gonna pick me up like early in the morning, and I kept waking up thinking that it was the morning because I'd slept all day, so I kept like waking up, and yeah, I know my face was like really swollen by then, and yeah, but it was all pretty comfortable from what I remember. I just remember the nurse like asking me if I felt sick, and then she put it, and if I did, which I think I did at one stage, but like not enough to throw up, but yeah. And then she put some stuff in the thing, and then I felt better. So yeah, that was all good. That was pretty good. And then yeah, my mum came early in the morning, and then we had to wait for the surgeon to come in and just check everything, and then it was okay. And then we had to wait to get prescription, and then I went home, which was nice, and I was hiding my face in the car because I was like hideous. So I just got home and I just pretty much relaxed. I didn't really, I wasn't hungry at all in the hospital, and I wasn't hungry at home. I lost a lot of weight, but of course I put it back on. Yeah, so at home I didn't eat much. Like, it was all soft food, and obviously that's all you're meant to have. But yeah, what did I have? I found it hard, like, to have water, and the medicine I had all liquid because I can't swallow tablets whole. So yeah, so that was okay. Like, the medicine was pretty bad, except the first day, like, from my because I also got my wisdom teeth out, and from that I had like a stitch kind of poking at my tongue, and it was like it made me feel like sick all the time. So I got one of those like I don't know what Q-tips, whatever they're called, and I kind of just want to like poke it back just so it wouldn't be in the way of my tongue. But that kind of triggered like some kind of gag thing, and then I threw up. But it was like it felt good afterwards. Like it wasn't bad. You know, like I felt like settled because I was basically only had medication in me for the last day and a half. So it was good to be able to, you know, throw up. I never thought I'd say that because I know how terrified I was of throwing up. But yeah, it's not uncomfortable. And then the bands were just like that. That's it. So I could open my mouth, I could talk, I could, you know, it was comfortable enough. So yeah, that's basically it. And then I threw up the next night as well. Sleeping was okay. Yeah, I was fine. Like, and in the end, so that week, my face got pretty big. But yeah, it was nice just to be able to watch movies all day. But then, I don't know, because I felt so, like, I didn't feel good. Like, I mean, you don't feel good about yourself, and you know that it's a long way until you're yourself again. So that's why I was, you know, it wasn't like how you feel when you know, stay home from school one day and you just watch movies. And maybe I'm the only one that does that, but so that week went kind of slow, and the process it wasn't difficult in the way of pain. Like I never ever felt pain at all. It was difficult in the way that I couldn't do things. Like I was sick of being at home. I was sick of having this like I couldn't like rest my head in certain ways, and because you know it was just in the way, and then I had to have like ice packs just to try and keep it down. You know, and I felt like I looked awful. I'm gonna post photos so you'll see them. I looked shocking. Like I felt terrible about myself, and I knew that it would take a long time to get healed. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then that 2 weeks went by, and I went to the surgeons, and then I eventually started to go down, and I went back to school about halfway through the 3rd week, and no one really noticed the difference, which is disappointing because I went through a lot, you know. But yeah, it went down, like you could still tell I was I wasn't as swollen, like I wasn't like how I was, but I was like definitely noticeable swelling. I had a bit of bruising too, but yeah. And yeah, no one really noticed the difference. I still found it a bit uncomfortable to be around other people looking like I did. Like it wasn't like that bad near the end, but you know, but once it did, the swelling did completely go down, then it, you know, it was good. So I was fine, and yeah, and then I just from there, because I like went through so many things with braces, and I got an expander, and then I got the surgery, and then it was all like just down from there, all easy. And 2 days ago, I got my braces off, and everything's like it was really worth it. So, if I was to say is jaw surgery worth it, I personally don't see a difference. Maybe in my profile, but I've noticed things like I feel like my nose is bigger, and all I notice now is my nose, but my friends say that it's smaller, but they still don't really notice much. But I guess when I look in photos, like I've got a bunch of photos on my wall here, and when I look at them, I can see the difference in my face shape. Like I was very like drawn back, and now I'm, you know, everything's good. But yeah, so that's basically it. And now I've got to wear a retainer, and I've got it here. And I really wanted the clear one, but now I've got to wear these like all the time. And that's the top one. That's the bottom. I hate it so much. Like it's not a big deal, but they say to wear it all the time. But I'm not gonna do that. Like whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine if I just wear it at home and sleeping, because I just don't want to have to wear it out and then you've got to take it out every time you're going to eat. It's not worth it. Like, seriously, I'll be fine. Like, I didn't even wear my bands like all the time like I should have last when I needed to, when I had my braces on, and they couldn't tell, and you know, I got my braces off on time. So I mean, it's not a big deal, I'm sure. I hope, but yeah, I should be fine. Actually, my laptop's broken and it has like all of my surgery photos, so I'm just gonna have to show you this one that my friend screenshotted from Snapchat, because it's all I can get right now and I really want to upload this now. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for watching, and I hope this has helped you and made you relax, because honestly, there's nothing to worry about if you can do it. I mean, oh my god, if I can do it, you can do it, okay? Because I'm like the most nervous person ever when it comes to stuff like that, and I handled it well. So you can do it, trust me. Just calm down, all good. And if you've got any questions, just comment below, and I'll answer all of them. Like, if they're serious questions, I'll answer them, because I just know that everyone will be fine. So just trust me, just trust, and just don't worry. Anyway, thanks again. See ya.
Help me breathe, you're breaking up my speech. While you smile at me, you got the whitest teeth. You won't leave me alone every time I rest it.